free booze. If you do not indulge in alcohol, or if you are under the legal drinking age, they will give you muscadine grape juice. Another great example of fine dining in this beautiful city, though, is the restaurant on the roof of the San Sebastian. That restaurant on the roof is known as the Cellar, which I find weird, but I guess that's what those hipsters were going for. That's right, folks. We got frozen hot chocolate back there. The Cellar on the roof over here. These are confusing times we're living in.
รถกันนั่นเองดูแต่หน้าแดงเลย
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching our next stop. Please do not attempt to disembark till I come to a complete stop and ring the bell. Once I've done so, you can exit to your right, utilizing uprights and handhelds as if you're backing down a ladder. And remember, folks, if you take the distillery tour, then you jump over here and take this tour, you're going to want to wait for me to come back and pick you up. Because if you drink all those samples and you come stumbling out of here on your own, those guys across the street might pick you up, and you will not like the jail tour they take you on. Yeah, the tour ends in one room, you're wearing somebody else's clothes, and it smells like feet and bleach. And you don't get to leave when you want. Anybody else know what I'm talking about? Nobody else has been put in jail here before? Just me? Fantastic.
แอลกอฮอล์เยอะ
สมัยก่อน
อาจจะเป็นอากาศมันหนาวเลย
I don't know. Does anybody see an open row back there?
Yeah.
There's one.
It's just,
All right.
yeah.
They're just cramped with this.
Oh, yeah.
You mind?
No, I don't mind at all. Go ahead. I see how it is. You guys are just going to abandon me up here all by myself.
You're great.
It's right, the engine is so hot.
I know, guys. I'm just messing around.
Yeah.
อารมณ์ดีจริงๆไอ้หนูเนี่ยกินตัวไหนก็ไม่
And now you guys get to think about what was our trolley driver put to jail for? And I'm never going to answer that. Like keep 10-4, buddy. Alright, guys. For anybody new just joined us, welcome aboard. My name is Irish, and I'm oversharing, apparently. No smoking, vaping, or consumption of alcohol. Keep your hands, feet, side, trolley while it's in motion, and keep your conversations to a minimum so that those around you can enjoy the tour. Nobody on, nobody off. This trolley's in motion. Now, across the street over there is the ancient city's finest. Where that police station sits, that was the former location of Flagler's East Coast Hospital. I don't know why he names everything like he's a 90s rapper, but there it is. See, that was like Flagler care for his workers and their families. You could get full coverage health care for you and your entire family for 50 cents a month, $6 a year. And I am insanely jealous because I think I pay more by the hour. But who knows what kind of health care you got inside here, people. You could go in with a toothache, they slap you in the head with a mallet, amputate something that wasn't on the chart, prescribe you 2 cocaine, and send you home. If you're wondering where that joke comes from, visit C.F. Hamlin's old store and see just how many narcotics were in medication back there.
ฮะ
ปัจจุบันเป็นสถานี
I'm pretty sure it was all of them. They used to put lithium in 7-Up. Now we're going to start talking about Henry Flagler and Franklin Smith one more time, folks. See, they were quote-unquote best friends. One night they were kicking back, having stogies and whiskeys. Smith looked at Flagler and said, "Buddy, you've done such a fantastic job with your hotels. I think that I'll start of my own." Flagler then told Smith, "If you start up a hotel in my city, you will be ruined." I don't know if that's a prediction or a threat, but he went ahead and did it anyway. He dumped almost his entire fortune into the construction of his luxury hotel, the Casa Monica. At the end of construction, he needed luxury furniture. At the time, luxury handcrafted furniture came out of the Carolinas, so he placed that order. There's one problem with that, folks. It had to come down Flagler's Railroad to get here. Now, if you can't tell by the big chunk of foreshadowing I just handed you, that furniture did not make it here in time. So, Smith was forced to open his luxury hotel with only 3 rooms furnished. One of those rooms was his own. After a few months, he was almost completely financially ruined. He was forced to declare bankruptcy.
มาเช่ารถตรงนี้
เช่ารถ
His hotel was worth an estimated $5.4 million. His quote-unquote best friend, Henry Flagler, picked the place up at auction for $150,000. And I'm sure you can guess what happened next. The furniture showed up. Yes, over 3 months being MIA and only 2 days after Flagler made his purchase, the furniture came rolling into town on his railroad like it was never missing at all. Now, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist here, folks, but that's way too much coincidence to ignore. I'm not going to get on YouTube screaming about it, but I smell collusion. Like and subscribe. But now the Casa Monica is a 4 Black Diamond hotel. It's down the street in front of us, and I would love to tell you how nice it is to stay there. But it costs about $600 a night, so I have no idea what it's like to stay there. Personally, I cannot sleep somewhere where I can feel my credit score dropping all night. Now that tower on the Casa Monica has its own story as well. See, when Henry Flagler's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he put her in that tower and kind of just left her there. Now, I'm not trying to tear the guy down, but I did say that I would justify my opinion later in the tour. Now I feel like I've done so. I closed the book on Henry Flagler.
อ่า
And now we're about to roll into the Plaza de la Constitucion.
มาอะไรเนี่ย
It is called that because at one time Spain switched over from a monarchy to a constitutional-based society. When they made the switch, they felt the need to flex by building constitutional monuments in all their territories around the world. Now, when the monarch regained control, it was ordered that they all be destroyed. Either we didn't get the memo or we just didn't care, because we still have ours. We are one of 2 places on the entire planet where you can see a Spanish constitutional monument. Also, the plaza is an essential part to any Spanish town plan. See, to have a bona fide Spanish town plan, you had to have 3 key ingredients. You had to have the governor's house, the church, and the open-air market. To your left is the governor's house. Down the street and to your right is the open-air market out Belize Street. And over here to your left is the church, the Cathedral Basilica. Governor's house, church, open-air market, those 3 things make up any Spanish town plan. And inside our plaza over here to the left, you're going to see cannons. Those cannons are not replicas. They were actually used in defense of the city. See, this city's been attacked over 50 times. We've been burnt to the ground over 20 times by people like Sir Francis Drake, Robert Searles, and Governor Moore of the Carolinas. So best believe those cannons saw plenty of fire. Fun fact about the pirate Robert Searles, though, he had an alias of Jim Davis, which has got to be the most intimidating pirate name I've ever heard in my life. Now, folks, if you look over here to your left, you'll see the statue that's on the top of that pedestal. That is not the artist formerly known as Prince. That is a statue of Ponce de Leon himself, folks. They say that he was 5'4". That's a lie. See, the Spanish back then had this nifty little way of measuring each other to kind of pump up those stats. They would measure from the heel of your fanciest boot to the top of your fluffiest feather. That's where they come up with measurements like 5 and 4. In actuality, he was 4'10". So he was a very itty-bitty man, but I wouldn't make fun of him about it because he was an absolutely skilled and deadly swordsman. Probably assisted by that low center of
พูด
gravity.
โซเยอร์นี่เป็นอันที่อะไร
And now we are approaching the Cathedral Basilica.
เสียบพื้นดิน
This is the location of the first Catholic congregation in North America. This is also the location where a beach bus picks up. It runs every hour on the 30.
อะไรอย่างเงี้ย
The beach bus goes over to Anastasia Island. And our next stop after this will be the oldest house. It is called that because Governor Moore attacked our fort for 40 days and 40 nights. He failed to take her. So he parked his ship down the coast through a world-class hissy fit and decided to burn our city to the ground. I'm going to take you to the first house that was built after that fiasco. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our next stop. Please do not attempt to disembark until I come to a complete stop and ring the bell. Once I've done so, you can exit to your right, utilizing uprights and handhelds as if you're backing out a
แต่
ladder.
ก่อนนึกว่าสำรวจ
And I have to get out of the trolley real quick and load an ADA, ladies and gentlemen. Dispatches is Irish and getting out for an ADA and stop looking. I'll be right back.
แสดงมาเป็นคาราวาน
Yeah. So we can find somewhere to get over.
You guys right here, I need you to clear these two seats. These are ADA seats. You guys have to come up here. Thank you very much.
ก็ต้องมาตุยไปแล้วฉัน
I need those seats clear, guys.
ว่าเขาจะนั่นเขาจะเตรียมตี
Ladies, I need those seats. Thank you.
วันนี้คน
ดูคำยันนี่สวยมาก แกดูคำยัน
ไม่เมื่อกี้ไปนั่งตรงที่คนพิการเมื่อกี้คนพิการ
All right, to get this out, I'm going to need you guys to step back.
Shall we get on the way out of the way?
What's that?
Should we get on and then we're out of the way?
No, I have to flip them in first.
นี่คือจุดนี้คือเป็นที่เหยียบแผ่นดินยกมือขึ้นบกแล้วก็เลยแต่ก่อนเด็กที่เราเข้าใจเพราะว่าเขามาถึงหมดจริงๆแต่ไม่ใช่ มันมาเป็นกำลังพร้อมบุกยึดมาพร้อมทหาร
All right, sir.
เขาพวกนี้เขาก็มายึดถึงนั้นแหละ
ผู้ว่าการเมืองผู้ว่าการรัฐแล้วก็มีโบสถ์แล้วก็มีตลาดนัดที่ติดสามัญจะเป็นส่วนผสมของประชาธิปไตยในสไตล์